Come inside and check low. Relax yourself and let the sugar love flow.
Hey guys, welcome to the Commander Lounge. This is the first week of Oath of the Gatewatch spoilers, and as usual, I'm going to be spoiling all of the legendary creatures that I've seen so far. So yeah, let's get right into it. The first spoiled card we have is Kozilek, the Great Distortion. He is 8 colorless and 2 wastes, which it basically is 10 colorless to play for a 12/12 menace, which that means it can't be blocked by 2 or more creatures. And when you cast Kozilek, the Great Distortion, if there are fewer, if you have fewer than 7 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference. That's pretty nice. But I really like the last ability, which is discard a card with converted mana cost X, counter target spell with converted mana cost X. That's really great in Commander because, you know, usually this is where you play your big splashy spells. And this general seems like, I don't think you really want to play him as a general, even though, you know, I think he's alright as just a general. But I think you want to play him as the other 99 in, like, a Reanimator deck. Like, I think he'd fit really great in, like, a Carador deck because you can use that counter target spell to counter, not only counter a huge spell that another player is playing, but also start filling your yard up with huge creatures to reanimate and, you know, doing all that stuff that Carador likes to do best. So I think he'd be great in the other 99 of Carador, but that's just my opinion. I honestly, straying a little away from the subject, I mean, yeah, you could build him in a colorless, be the general for a colorless deck, and I really do like the whole waste basic lands. I think that's cool because colorless decks are kind of expensive to build when you look at all the different types of colorless mana producers. Like, there's a lot of lands that are colorless lands that are pretty expensive. So I think that's cool that you can fill most of your decks up with wastes and just put in the reasonable colorless land cards for your strategy. So I like that. I didn't really like waste when I first saw it because it's confusing. Because it's just colorless. It's basically a colorless basic land. I thought, like, what are they going to do on the back of the Magic cards now? Are they going to put a little diamond with all the other colors in the circle now? Are they going to try to squeeze that in now? I mean, I like it, I don't like it. I really love it for Commander, but I don't like it especially for newer players because now they have to adapt to waste and colorless because they're basically the same thing. And, you know, that's just a little confusing. But yeah, that's what I think about Kozilek. I think he'd be great in the other 99 in a Carador Commander deck. I think that's where he's best fit in my eyes. Alright, so now we're on to our next card, which is Jory and Rune Diver. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. It's Izzet colors and 1 colorless for a 2/3 legendary merfolk wizard. It's cool that he's a merfolk, or she. I think it's a she. I don't know. But anyways, the ability she has is whenever you cast your second spell each turn, draw a card. Once again, I don't think this card is great as a commander. I think it's fine as another 99 for, like, any type of stormy types of deck, like maybe good in Melik. Is it Paragon or something like that? I think that's what he's called. But I think she would be good in those kinds of decks. Anything that's trying to cast multiple spells, especially because you can do it at every turn, like each of the players' turns. If you just have like a stormy kind of deck where you're just constantly casting spells, she's really good. So yeah, I like Jory. I just don't think she's commander material either. Her and Kozilek. Well, she and Kozilek. So yeah, let's go on to our last legendary creature for the day, and that's Ailey, Eternal Pilgrim. It's just pay Orzhov. It's a 2/3 Death Toucher, core cleric, which is kind of cool that she's a core, even though I really wish that core still did stuff with equipments, but whatever. But you pay 1, sacrifice another creature, you gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. That's pretty good. And then we have play Orzhov colors and 1 colorless to sacrifice another creature, exile target non-land permanent. Activate this ability only if you have at least 10 life more than your starting life total. This is your life gain deck. This is your, you definitely can run this as your general with your Felidar Sovereign or whatever his name is, and Sierra Avatar or Avenger or whatever. The names are just, you know, it's the life gain deck, and it's there. You could do it with, you know, no matter what how you build this deck, it's always going to be life gain because it needs to be relevant. But I feel like you could either do straight hardcore life gain with big fatties and stuff because that first ability is real great, sacrificing a big creature to gain tons of life. But I also think you could do a life gain slash tokens build with this because that second ability you could do over and over again because it doesn't tap. I mean, it's a little expensive, but you could probably get 2 or 3 activations on you know on any turn. You know, but yeah, I think tokens would be really good with that just so you can keep exiling other non-land permanents and everything. So yeah, I definitely like her. She's interesting. So yeah. That's what I think about her. I definitely think she's general material, though. I like her. And the last spoiler I have for today, it isn't a legendary creature, but I think it's just worth mentioning commander-wise, period, and that is Mirrorpool. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if this card gets crazy expensive because it's a card. Like, it's just so good. Even though it enters the battlefield tapped, that's the only thing I think that can take this away from real competitive play with, like, you know, modern and legacy and stuff. But being able to you know, the first ability, I mean, of course it taps for a waste, but you pay a colorless and 2 colorless, 3 colorless, and you sacrifice Mirrorpool. You can copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets, and then you pay 4 and a waste, and you can sacrifice it again to put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of target creature you control. They're both relevant. It feels like this card can really go into a lot of commander decks. Like, usually, like, it feels like a commander staple to me. It's just so good. Like I can see myself putting this in my Turbo Fog deck, and I can see myself putting this in my Xenagos Fight Club deck. Like, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm slamming this in my Xenagos Fight Club deck just because I can utilize both of them. As with the Progena's Turbo Fog, I'd probably just be using the copy target instant or sorcery spell. But it's ridiculous. It's a toolbox land. I love it. It's amazing. So yeah, those are my EDH Commander spoilers for today. Let me know what you guys think of the cards I spoiled. Let me know if you guys have any other thoughts or opinions on, you know, what types of decks they should be built in, built around, built on, whatever. Just let me know what you think of the cards I spoiled. Let me know just what you think in general of this set so far that you've seen spoiled. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and take it easy, guys. Bow, bow.